Okay, sorry if this is a bit rough. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a few minutes. Yep, it looks like it's saying that I'm live, so yeah, I decided to put my live streaming through a more extensive test by live streaming a review of Spider-Girl issue number 11. So, and this may be the wordiest cover I've done yet in my reviews of comic books. Trapped in the past, our sensational web stunner finds herself up against spider slayers, spiders, and torches. Oh my. The daughter of a true Spider-Man, Spider-Girl. Stan Lee presents Spider-Girl, Slayer, Spiders, and Torches. Oh my. Girl, you've really done it this time. I, the narrator, am getting judgmental on you. According to everything you've read about this man, JJJ has always had a nasty itch for Spider-Man. But he's got the wrong webhead. Your name is May Mayday Parker, and you are the ever-stunning Spider-Girl. Tom DeFalco, writer. Pat Olafs, penciler. Al Williamson, inker. Janice Chang, letterer. Christy Shklee, colorist. Bob Harris, editor. You're trapped, you costumed freak. Trapped by J. Jonah Jameson. Nice going, you walk-wide freak. Believe it or not, I'm glad you escaped my grip. Run! You heard me? Run! Wait a second. Is J. Jonah Jameson, controlling the first known drone? I'm just saying, this seems to be set in either the late 60s or the early 70s. So, he's pretty much, the first person to engage in drone warfare. I'm really enjoying myself, and I'd hate for this battle to end too quickly. At least someone is having a good time. You certainly aren't. Your life has been pure misery ever since Spiral, a criminal claiming to come from an alternate dimension, attempted to return home, and somehow zapped the two of you into the past. Yeah, I keep saying this. It seems like they'd have a lot less trouble in their dimension if they just let this guy return to his and let the heroes in his dimension deal with him. Just saying, his only goal in this dimension is to get out of it. So, my response would be, yeah, go on. See if we miss you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, bub. Since you've been here, you've traded punches with a certain teenage superhero who will someday grow up to be your dad. And now you've stumbled onto Jameson's wacky scheme. It's so wacky, it should get a sitcom. Yep, trying to kill people he doesn't know who for sure are guilty of any crime with a robot. You so wacky, JJJ. That's the spirit. Keep going. A real pleasure to see you flee like the coward you are. Boy, is he gonna go nuts when Doom is created. Good night. He's really getting into this. You are right, Smythe. Your Spider Slayer is simply wonderful. The only complaint consider the monitor. It doesn't give a true picture of Spider-Man's costume. It makes him look sort of feminine. What do you expect from someone who dresses like that? Oh, for crying out loud. Are you suggesting that Spider-Man is, well, you know, anything's possible, Mr. Jameson? I never considered it. Well, it's one thing to prosecute a masked menace, but a minority? This is just the kind of publicity-grabbing stunt the roof-climbing clown would do to spite me. Mr. Jameson, the robot, it's waiting for your next command. Surprise, surprise, the Spider Slayer has paused its pursuit. Rather than question this unexpected respite, you concentrate on logging some major distance. Your first instinct is to find and warn your dad. But, is that even necessary? Since this is the past, your very existence proves that he must find a way to beat this crazy contraption, unless you're slowly fading out like in Back to the Future. Just a thought, May. But maybe, just maybe, he wins because of your help. Because you help. Oh man, this time travel business is so very confusing. And I'm the narrator. And yikes. Heads up, Spidey. I was flying overhead when I spotted your new suit and I figured I'd zoom in for a closer look. It wasn't worth the effort. I've seen classier Freds at the local thrift shop. Besides, no matter how you dress, you'll always be the same old bug-eyed lame brain. It's the Human Torch. In his future and your present, he and your dad are best buds. But that doesn't mean they're friends now. No snappy comeback? Color me surprised. I always thought you had a cornball response for every, hey, you're not Spider-Man. You're some kind of imposter. What's your game, lady? Where's the real webhead? Why this silly masquerade? Did you really think I wouldn't notice you're a girl when you're in a skin-tight costume? You'll come clean if you know what's good for you. Stay back. I don't want to fight. Of course not. Only a complete idiot or a glutton for punishment would take on the Human Torch. This is the man destined to lead the Fantastic Five, the world's greatest super team? Whoa, baby. What an ego. Hold still, or I'll be forced to hold you in this flaming cage until you've answered my questions. Nice try, Torchy, but I'm a girl who likes her freedom. Stop worrying, Mr. Jameson. No matter what Spider-Man turns out to be, no one will ever accuse you of discrimination. I mean, what do you think? He's spontaneously changing genders? I don't get it. First I thought they were implied he's gay, but that wouldn't account for him all of a sudden being a woman. Do you think he can spontaneously switch genders? In which case, I'm not sure if that's a protected minority. Simply because the ability to do that doesn't exist. Everyone knows you're only out to protect society from a costume menace. You're right, Smythe. Let's get back on his trail. What's this? The robot seems to be headed towards Midtown High. You're sure this thing isn't going to go for beginning of RoboCop on us and shoot an unarmed teenager 72,000 times? Uh-oh. That's the Spider Slayer I saw in Jameson's office. It's coming this way. It must sense me here. I'll slip out this door. I gotta change into Spider-Man before that thing catches up with me. Flash Thompson, what is this about you threatening to have a fight with Peter Parker? Oh no, Liz must have heard about our recent chat. It's all a big misunderstanding, I swear. Oh really? Let's find Peter and straighten this out. Oh yeah, he'll really like that too. Why did Liz think that we'd like that? No, nobody's, you're not straightening out anything. You're just gonna make everyone uncomfortable. Sure, Liz, whatever you say. Then I'll flatten the puny punk for ratting on me. Yeah, you see, that's what happens. That's why the most effective way to deal with bullies is to deal with them yourself. You're really starting to bug me, lady. You're almost as annoying as the real webhead. I'll take that as a compliment, hot stuff. You've been on the defensive until now, but that hasn't worked. Spotting a nearby construction site, you realize it's time for a new strategy. It's obvious that you're beginning to tire. Don't feel bad. You were outmatched from the start. I almost feel guilty about wasting so much flame against... Hey, are you nuts? I can easily burn through this stupid cable. But I'm sure you can, but I was kind of hoping the wet cement would slow you down. Score 1 for the girl with the webs. He never saw it coming. And now, while he angrily shakes off the goop, you might as well go window shopping. You need new windows for your house. Praying for an open one. Oh my! Where's the nearest ladies' room? Always have to go after a big fight. Make a left at the door. Thanks. Oh my gosh, it's Spider-Man. If that's Spider-Man, I need an eye exam. Since the woman directed you to the left, you head right, hoping the torch falls for your ploy. It's a little obvious, but then again, at this point in his life, he's not the brightest torch in the... I don't know where this metaphor is going. Whew, you did it. You somehow managed to hold your own against the Human Torch. Wow, the Human Torch. Quite a cameo we got in this issue, isn't it? Where is that miserable masquerading little squirt? Nobody makes a fool out of Johnny Storm and gets away with it. It's my own fault for holding back because she's a woman. There's a Spider-Woman? Sounds like a cheap ripoff. Yeah, sounds like something done just to get a copyright on a name, and then they don't figure it out until years afterwards what to actually do with that name. I'll bet it's only a matter of time before this city is overrun with spider people. I mean, have you seen the number of eggs the average spider lays? Good night. Leaving the torch behind, you immediately scurry to the Parker family residence in Forest Hills. Still determined to warn your dad about Jameson's Spider Slayer. Even as you arrive at his current home and your future one, you spot Flash Thompson and a few of his cronies. That can't be good. Bullied by Thompson, hounded by Jameson, your dad's teenage years couldn't have been much fun. The only person to count on was Aunt May. Ah, welcome back, dearie. Is Peter home, Miss Parker? Not yet, my dear, but I expect him shortly. Come on in, and I'll introduce you to some other people who dropped in to visit my nephew. Miss Mayday, I'd like you to meet Liz Allen, Betty Brant, and of course my neighbor's niece, Mary Jane Watson. Another girl, more competition. Pleased to meet you. It's your mom, but she's so young. And again, I have to ask, as I did in the last issue review, how was Peter Parker a loser in high school? He's literally got 3 hot girls just hanging around with his elderly aunt, waiting for him to come home to compete over him. And they're not at all surprised that a 4th girl shows up. He's got to be the most popular guy in high school. Even as you catch the icy stares coming from Allen and Brant, you imagine your father's current situation and immediately start to envy him. Allen and Brant eventually make their excuses, but you just can't resist the chance to hang with your mom. Do you want to flush the timeline down the toilet? Are you taking lessons from a certain Barry Allen? I know we just met, but there's something oddly familiar about you, May. Weird. I feel the same. But but the person I'm figured of is a lot more reserved. Reserved? Ha! That's one word no one will ever use to describe me. Unless they're a bad writer who retcons my character after my husband sells our marriage to the devil, but that would never happen. What's with the jeans and t-shirt? Do people really dress like that where you come from? You don't like you don't like my clothes? You're a girl. May dress like one. You and I should go shopping someday. Now you sound like my mother. Yeah, right. So that was your mom. Oh boy. How did a bashful bookworm like your dad ever hook up with her? Oh well, you can't worry about that now. You still have to find Spiral, and somehow convince him to send you back home. And then there's the problem of your dad. And the Spider Slayer. We've done it, Smythe. We've captured Spider-Man. Look at him, struggling like a rat in a trap. And now, at last, I'll tear off his mask and finally see, hey, what's this? Mr. Jameson, what have you done? You must have the strength of 20 men to do that. Rip a man's head off like that. This makes up for everything. It's worth losing my spare Spidey costume just to see the dumb look on Jonah's ugly pan. A little web fluid and a lifelike puppet. I really made a fool of old JJJ. I'll just snap a few shots of him to chuckle over in my old age. Then I'll see if I can finally track down that mysterious girl who's been masquerading as me. Unable to spot your father or Jameson's robot, you decide to concentrate on Spiral. And so you spend the next 20 minutes prowling the ever-growing radius of the building where you and he first materialized. And you hope that he'll eventually return. And that your spider sense will, bingo, that's him. It's gotta be him. Or not. Remember me, Toots? I'll give you a hint. What's red and blue with webs all over? By the way, I simply love the way you've accessorized your costume. I trust this knapsack is as handy for you as it is for me. Finding you was a real clinch. I just checked out every recent spider sighting and eliminated the areas where I'd been. Glad I made it so easy for you. Let go. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to kick so hard. No problem. We big lug super types often take abuse, but rarely for anyone as cute as you. Is he trying to come onto you? Oh, I need to start narrating a different book. Get my agent. In case you are planning on taking off on me again, I've whipped up a nice little web barricade just for you. Okay, ma'am, I hope you have enough sense to know when you're beaten. Now turn around slowly and start to explain why you're dressed like me. I'm truly sorry, Spider-Man, for all the pain and grief I have caused you, or ever will cause you. Instead of apologizing every time you hit me, you should just surrender. I really wish I could, but you never... Uh-oh. Yeah, because time travel would definitely be the weirdest, most unbelievable thing Peter has encountered at this point. Where is that on the scale exactly when compared to things like alien invasions and Doc Ock? Hi there. I've been looking all over for you, honey bun. We were just getting to know each other when you ran out on me. I hate being ditched. A lot. Spider-Man and the Human Torch? As individuals, they're triumphant over many of the world's greatest super baddies. Together, they're practically unbeatable. You're only a rookie, girl. Common sense says you beg for mercy or run, 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 run. I assume she isn't related? Bite your tongue, matchhead. You pour on the speed, desperately hoping to lose them among the rooftops. It's a nice plan, but hardly effective. So not so nice a plan. Whoa, you sure can move with the best of 'em, lady, but you still fall far short of my level. It's time we had a little chat. Not until you've seen my next trick. Watch how I plant my feet down and instantly stick to the roof. I bet you wish you could stop as suddenly as that. Yep. Listen up, sister. You really don't want to mess with the Torch. He isn't exactly the sweet and understanding type. I believe you. You've never lied to me before, so I doubt you'd start now. Huh? What are you talking about? Talk about a perfect opening, but you can't tell the whole truth without endangering the future. There's something you need to know about me, Spider-Man. Hey, Spidey, check this out. I think we have another problem. Spiral! He must have snuck past us while we were making with the gratuitous violence. Gratuitous violence? You are one weird lady, but I take it you know who's behind this lunatic light show? Yes, sir. He's a big-time baddie, and I have traveled all the way from an alternate dimension to capture him. Big-time baddie? Alternate dimension? Again, that would be far from the weirdest thing the Fantastic Four have encountered at this point, so... Don't look so shocked, Human Torch. Ah, so pleased you saw my vortex, young lady. You made excellent time, though you could have used the door. I mean, think about the person who owns this warehouse. Come on. I mean, I may be a supervillain, but still, at least I show some consideration for this for a property insurance people have to pay. That's what turned me into a supervillain. I got sick of paying the insurance on buildings in New York that constantly got wrecked by careless superheroes. So I decided to eliminate them all from time. I hadn't planned on a passenger when I originally tried to return to my home dimension. Your additional weight threw off my trajectory and landed us both in this past. Did you say this was the past? Silly me, I keep thinking it's the present. It is for you. So nice to see you and the real Human Torch. Spider-Man, believe it or not, we first meet many years from now, when you're both older, wiser, and far more experienced. Are you nuts, mister? Hardly. I'm just a poor wanderer who strayed too far from his proper time and reality. Sounds more like you stuck too close to the local tavern. The truth of my statement stands before you. How else can you explain Spider-Girl? Same way I explain Spidey. She's a big-mouth show-off in another gaudy clown costume. Charming guy, that Torch. And this is one of his good days. I'm surprised at you, Spider-Girl. You should be helping me. The Torch is right. You are nuts. Think, girl, think. All my calculations were based on leaving your dimension at a specific time. In order for me to reach my destination, the two of us must return to the exact moment of our previous departure. Then I can proceed alone. Wait, the man makes sense. To who? This could be my best and only chance to return to my family, my friends. Save the emotional appeals for your next telethon, lady. I don't know about you, Spidey, but this mumbo jumbo is over my head. I say we take these two to the Fantastic Four headquarters and let Reed Richards hear their story. That way he can just decide to do what we should have done here. You with me, Spider-Man? Afraid not, hothead. Call me naive or just plain stupid, but there's something about this girl that tells me to help her. Thanks. Thank you. I hope I'll always be worthy of your faith in me. Dad? What are we waiting for, girl? My energy vortex awaits. You don't have to tell me twice. You really blew that call, Webface. Sure, whatever you say. Did she call me Dad? I'm beginning to think Jonah Jameson's right about you. I really hope you hit the bullseye this time. I told you why my aim was off. Yeah, you blamed it on my weight, as if you should talk. According to my instrumentation, we're right on target. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll just reset the vortex and head for my home. Sorry, Charlie, you're guilty of too many crimes on this world for me to allow you to escape. Besides, I owe you one for that weight crack. You did it. Against all odds, you made it back. You're finally home. Or are you? Just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Us narrators have to blow off steam somehow or other. If Spiral is right, only an hour has passed since you left the school grounds, even though it seems like you were gone for almost 2 full days. Unfortunately, Spiral isn't exactly the most reliable. Parker, hey Parker, where have you been? I thought we were supposed to go over my math homework during lunch. Have you guys heard the lies Moose is spreading about me? You're in mega trouble, girlfriend. Coach Thompson is steamed because you ditched basketball practice. He's threatening to bench your butt. Seems like everything is back to normal. Unfortunately. But that doesn't prevent you from making some changes. Hey, Mom. It's great to see you. Again, real great. Uh-huh. Nice to see you, Hotshot. Any chance we have some free time this weekend? I could use your help shopping for clothes. Are you serious? I thought you hated my taste. Only sometimes, but I'd still like to hang with you. Sounds wonderful. I feel left out. Your dad's teenage years couldn't have been much fun. I mean, apart from all the girls constantly coming on to him and being the smartest guy at school and, being a superhero and all that cool stuff. And you certainly haven't done much to raise the standard of his present either, until now. I love you, Dad. I want to thank you so much for so much more than you can ever imagine, and I hope I'll always be worthy of your faith in me. What was that all about? Pod person? Our real daughter's been replaced by a pod person. Oh no. Get the flamethrower. So yeah, that was Spider-Girl issue number 11. And this two-parter is a fun little jaunt. It's not the best or most dramatic thing to ever happen in Spider-Man or Spider-Girl comics, but it's still a lot of fun, and I love the interactions between Teenage Spider-Man and Spider-Girl. The fight scenes are good. The art, as always, looks great in this book. Yeah, and it all just comes together. Kind of wish they would do a redemption arc for Spiral because I really feel sorry for him being trapped in this dimension and everything. But still, all this is a fun issue, and I give it an 8 out of 10. And now I'm just going to check something and see if it was still live. Yep, it's still live. So, I guess I'll end this live stream, and then you can watch it as it is put up as it's posted as just a normal video. So it looks like it worked. So I got to review a pretty good comic, and I found out I can make live streaming work on my internet connection, something that wasn't happening before. So I call this a win-win. See you next time.